Today, we're going to be doing a reading for love and relationships. The last few weeks, I've been getting a lot of these readings in my one on one sessions with clients. And so I thought to myself, if this is happening for my one on one clients, it's also happening for my collective. And Spirit kept putting that in my ear. Let's do a reading for love. Let's do a reading for relationships. So that's what we're going to be doing. If this sounds like something that might be supportive and helpful for you, you're going to want to hear this. If this is the first time you're coming onto my channel, welcome. I'm so excited you're here. Again, my name is Carrie. I'm a medium and also a mentor. I teach a lot of classes for people for spiritual development, psychic development, healing. So if you like this type of reading, please be sure to check out my other videos. So, relationships, love. I have to tell you something. When I'm looking at these readings for you, what I'm always wondering and looking at, and what Spirit gives me, is how can you be the clearest? How can you understand what is for your highest good? And also, how can you gain clarity in the relationship you're in? Sometimes these readings are not easy and they're hard for my clients to embrace. And the reason is because they are clear and they are illuminating and they are focused on your highest good and your healing. So with that in mind, I'm going to just see what Spirit has for us. We're going to get started. We're going to be doing tarot and oracle, and I'm a channel, so I tend to pull wherever my guides are leading me. So stay tuned. As always, the timestamps will be below, so you can always find where we are in the reading at any given moment. So right from the very beginning, we have some strong cards coming out. We have the Seven of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. These cards in particular, for me, feel like luxury and elegance. And that's what I want you to feel when you're in a relationship. When we see the Seven of Swords with the Three of Pentacles, a few things I would want to say about that is it equals the number 10. The number 10 is a sign of completion. It's a sign of possible endings. Endings can be in the form of changes in the way the relationship has been going. It also can be new beginnings in the relationship. And it could also mean an ending and a finality. And that would be your sign to say, maybe I need to move on now. With the Seven of Swords, too, for me, some people call this card a card of deception and of someone behind your back, doing something against you. I sometimes look at the card in that position, but really for me, it's a card of discernment. It's a card of us making a really clear choice of what we need to do, what our action step is. And because we're getting this with the Three of Pentacles, if you look at the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith Three of Pentacles, there's an archway there. And whenever you see an archway, there's several things going on. The first thing is it's a stable structure. That's why they always have archways in churches. If you think about that, they stand the test of time. So it's something stable, but it's also a doorway into another experience. So what it looks like to me, the advice for you and your question about your relationship most likely has to do with you really understanding that you're in a process of making a choice of whether or not the situation you're in, the relationship, I heard situationship as well, is going to be something that's going to take you through the test of time, that it's going to really hold up, that it's something that has stability. Or do you feel as though it is unstable or unstable and you can't count on it? The thing about it is, in relationships, we want to feel a sense of security. We want to feel a sense of safety. And if we don't feel those things, it's very hard to not worry or obsess or be constantly drained by the energy of the relationship. So I just want you to feel into that and to see if that's a possibility for you. Now we have another contradiction here in the energy. We have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is restriction. It's self-imposed limitation. It's being somewhere with the blinders on. It is lack of clarity, but it's also this beautiful energy which really says all you have to do is take the blindfold off, open your eyes, and realize that you can get up and move from the spot you're in, that you're not trapped in any position, you're not held down, there's nothing that's keeping you in place. In fact, you have absolute power and liberty to make a choice you want to make and go in a direction you want to go in. And what I love about this is it's right next to the star. The star is a card of hope. It's a card of optimism, but it's also a card that has gone through this process of something probably really difficult and come out on the other side. So what I'm hearing though right now is I'm seeing that you have cheated a difficult situation. Now, what I mean by that has nothing to do actually with cheating on a person or a person cheating on you. It's more that you've dodged a bullet. That this time you've avoided something really intense happening in possibly a relationship. And with that in mind, it doesn't mean that the next time something won't happen that's more intense. That's what I'm getting. Also here, the star card also really taps us into looking at things from a broader perspective, not from a limited perspective. So, and it's contradicting itself right next to the Eight of Swords. So if we're looking at this as a relationship, some of the things that you're going through might in fact be internal and more to do with you than even your partner. That's some of you here, it feels like to me. One thing that was coming up in the readings that I was doing this week with people with relationships is that some people were worrying before they needed to worry. They were stressing and sweating about things that hadn't even happened. So there was a lack of trust. Sometimes there's a need for a lack of trust. But before you go to that extreme, you want to make sure that you have really vetted your fears and to figure out whether or not it's you and your fears and limitations or it's actually happening. So you want to ask yourself those questions. So the next thing that's coming up as far as relationship energy in this picture is the King of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. So this could be someone that you're connected to in a partnership. The King of Wands has really mastered his passions. He is mature about them. He knows how to use his charm and his magnetism and his charisma to his benefit, but also at the same time, he is looking out for others. So this could be something that you are developing within yourself or a person that you're connected to. The other thing is, but with that, we have the Two of Pentacles. That could be you making a decision or you're waiting on a decision. So if there's anything that feels like it's limiting you, it's holding you back in relationship to relationships, you want to take a pause and step back and really assess the situation. A lot of this feels in this reading like a lot of self-imposed beliefs. I am going to tell you that. I don't as much feel like it's with the person you're with. Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. So notice we have a theme here of the twos so far. But we're also next to the Two of Pentacles is next to the King of Wands, which is a very powerful card and archetype. But Two of Swords is next to the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles, that's like our vision. That's our vision board. That's what Spirit's showing me. This is our vision board. I have one right over there. And you put everything that you want, in this case, in a relationship, right? Maybe you've already made the vision board. Maybe you've written it out and you have everything that you want listed there. The thing about a vision board though, right, is rather than just having still pictures on a board and staring at it, what we want to do is we want to connect in with why we want something. And what we want is something that is based in feeling. We want to feel stable. We want to feel happy. We want to feel understood. We want to feel special. We want to feel a sense of security. We want to feel a sense of happiness, longevity. So this is the real difference between just putting up images of what you want in a partner and hoping for the best, and with really feeling what it feels like. That's what brings things to you. But you're caught up here with the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, I'm just seeing this needle stitching together, coming back to the Eight of Swords, this illusion of where you are right now. So likely even if you are not in a relationship but wanting one, this could also be you in some way putting a veil over your third eye, not really seeing what is all around you as well. Sometimes the very people that are the best for us are the ones that are really right under our noses. And maybe because we have been more attracted to another type of person who isn't for our highest good, then we can't see the person who's actually right in front of us, who is the perfect fit. And I have to tell you, this is something I notice often, is that a lot of the time, especially with women, we want partners that are not the best fit for us. We want something or someone or a situation that draws us in and makes us feel excited, but it isn't necessarily the best person. And I think those are the two cards I just pulled in this regard. Let me tell you why. And I can feel it in my energy field. We have the Emperor here with the Moon card. So the Emperor is again, similar to the King of Wands, but different. The Emperor for me is much more of an alpha energy, like alpha male. And alpha males, if we think about that energy, when their energy is in the right direction, when they are in alignment, when they are clear, when they've done work on themselves, when they reflect, they can be incredible partners. And they can also, put a ring on your finger and make a commitment. But if they aren't healed, and if they misjudge you, and they also spread themselves around and don't have good boundaries or ethics, then this is where we have that bond with someone who's not the right person for us. And the Moon card shows us that, because the Moon card is an unconscious energy in this case. It's saying, well, I keep being attracted to these same kind of guys, or these people, could be women, but I keep getting the same result over and over again. And that is why, because your energy, your body is drawn towards something that is not for your highest good. Remember, in the beginning of this reading, I said, I'm going to tell it to you straight, and I'm going to let you know when something is not for your highest good. And that's what I'm getting. And ooh, here it comes. Yep. The Queen of Cups is in reverse. There it is. That Queen of Cups is in reverse. That means you're repressing your feelings. You're not being honest with yourself. You are holding yourself back, your authenticity, who you are, what you really feel, in order to receive something. Six of Pentacles is next to this. Six of Pentacles normally is a very much a card based in reciprocity, a give and take. And that means that you're in an equal exchange. The problem with this energy is because the Queen of Cups is in reverse, she's holding it in, so it's not a balanced partnership. All right. The next thing I want to pull before we go into Oracle is just really, what's the solution for you? If you find yourself in this, if this reading is for you and you can understand this, and you're holding on either to a person or the wrong kind of archetype, then what is the answer? What's the next step for you? Five of Swords, Ace of Swords. Okay. So this is a clear delineation for me when I'm looking at this. We have the Five of Swords, which is hurt, which is competition, which is someone who is only out for themselves, wounding, with the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is trying to say to you, break up with this kind of energy. Cut it loose. This is not for your highest good. This energy, which comes in with that emperor who's not a conscious emperor energy, is really not the best fit for you if this is you. And the hardest thing to do sometimes is letting go of something like this when you don't know what's going to replace it. So, what I'm hearing for you is to replace it with just this beautiful energy of how you want to feel. Start thinking about that. And then being willing, though, to do the work that's connected. All right, let's pull some oracle cards. Let me know in the comments if this has resonated. And if you enjoyed this type of reading and the way I do things, please feel free to check out my other readings. I have a lot here. I would love for you to become a subscriber. We can get to know each other more. And I love doing these readings. YouTube is my heart. I also do live streaming every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we do some incredible readings. So I work a lot with the Divine Feminine, and I'm a priestess and a mentor. So we do a lot of healing and a lot of just embodying our true authentic nature and developing our intuition and ways to be on our spiritual path. So here we go. This really honestly could not be any clearer, this reading. It is. I'm so glad I did it. Thank you, Spirit, for this. So are you ready? We're getting the first card here is all tied up. Where did we see this before? Right here. We saw that right here with the the 8 of Swords, all tied up. It's the same, almost the same card. So that means you're tied up in this pattern that really is in relationship energy that is not for your highest good. It also has the number 5, and the number 5 is a creative energy, but it's also a catalytic energy to walk away from something, to move away. But then we also have this appreciation. The appreciation, I think, comes from stopping all of the extracting of your energy and leaking it out to people that don't deserve you. And then really appreciating yourself, understanding your essence, what you deserve, who you are, and building your energy around that. So important. And then finally, oh, this is so good. We have the walking away card. So that really is walking away from the patterns and the habits and the relationships, the situationships, the things that just aren't giving you what you want and what you desire in order to, and here it is, have that caring connection. Really creating this more of a lasting, solid, grounded relationship that is based in authenticity, mutual respect and love and support and commitment. Oh, this was such a good reading. I'm so glad we did it. If you enjoyed this, I would love to see you again. Please feel free to comment below, and I can't wait to see you in the next reading.